Hi everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started here now. So you'll see on the right-hand side of your screen, if you haven't taken part in a webinar with us before, that there is a chat window. We ask that you use the chat window for any questions that you might have throughout the webinar, and they will all be addressed at the end. So please type them in as we go if you have any questions, and like I said, we'll address those at the end. Also, if you are using your phone, we ask that you mute your line using *6 to mute it, and we can use the chat window from there. So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to tourismtechnology.com's webinar, Create Your Brand and Generate Leads Through LinkedIn. My name is Ali Borden, and I'm with Hospitality Newfoundland and Labrador in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. We are very pleased that you could join us today, and I would like to acknowledge participation from our partners in this project, the provinces of New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, and Newfoundland and Labrador, and the tourism industry associations of each province, including Tourism Industry Association of New Brunswick, Tourism Industry Association of Prince Edward Island, and Hospitality Newfoundland and Labrador, and of course, Tourism Atlantic ACOA. The aim of tourismtechnology.com is to empower tourism operators in Atlantic Canada to improve their competitiveness by effectively using online technology. Tourismtechnology.com provides operators with the skills, knowledge, and expertise to take advantage of current online tools and resources. Tourismtechnology.com offers one-on-one mentoring, workshops, and tutorials, all ranging from basic to advanced levels of learning. If you're following along online today, please feel free to tweet or post using the hashtag TourismTech. I would like to acknowledge my colleague in New Brunswick, Jason Ferris of Tourism Industry Association of New Brunswick. And today we also we have Chantal Doran of H2C Online Incorporated here with us today. Chantal is the owner of H2C Online, a digital marketing agency in St. John, New Brunswick. With over 10 years experience in the digital industry, she has helped hundreds of companies grow their web presence and conversions using proven internet marketing tactics, which includes the use of LinkedIn. Today, she will show you some of those tactics that will help you take your LinkedIn profile to the next level. So without further ado, I'll pass it over to Chantal and get started.
Thanks very much for that introduction. I'd like to thank everybody for joining the webinar today. This course covers some very key points on this very hot social media platform for business, otherwise known as LinkedIn. Today, what we are going to be learning is, by the end of the webinar, you will know how to create an optimized LinkedIn profile. You will also know how to create and use cover images and headlines on your profile. We're going to look at creating a LinkedIn marketing system that consistently generates email leads from this platform. The system I'm going to be showing you is a system that I use myself for my company and companies that we help. We're also going to look into finding and connecting with the right target audience for your business and building relationships with those target audience. The system that I use for LinkedIn marketing, I call it the A/B system, and it's because we set it up in an A, B, and C capacity, and I'll get into that in a little bit later. But first, let's look at why people are using LinkedIn. First of all, 90% of decision makers never answer cold calls. Cold calls are something that people used to do, and it used to work, but nowadays it's just not working. So people have turned to LinkedIn over cold calling. 75% of buyers use social media in their decision-making process. I'm sure you're aware, and I think you've probably done it too, is that before you've made a purchase, whether it be in business or your personal life, a lot of times you'll go to the internet to check for reviews or for pricing or for even descriptions. But what that leads to is for businesses is that while they're checking out your products and services, is that people are also checking out your competitors as well. So buyers are also 57% of the way through their decision process before ever reaching out to a salesperson. The stat at the very bottom right here is phenomenal. LinkedIn is actually the biggest network for professionals at 50 million users and growing. And this was a number that was taken from 2016, so I'm sure it's well over 50 million by now. So the A/B system for LinkedIn marketing that I was talking about it looks like a funnel. The very first step is that you want to attract the right people. What I mean by that is that everybody is not your audience. You want to make sure that if you're going to put time and effort into your marketing, that you're going after the target people that are going to buy your products and services. The second step is once you attract the right people is that you want to build relationships with them. Once you build the relationships with them, and I will show you how through some tips and tactics through this webinar, is that you want to be able to convert and sell them. So attract, build, and convert ABC. Real life mimics this ABC system. And the attract phase would be the same in real life as if you were to meet people. You want to go to networking events that have your target audience. You want to contact and reach out to people through messaging. This is the attract phase. Once you meet the people, then you're going to move down to the one-on-one conversations. That's where you're going to build the relationships in this one-on-one section. Also, in the ABC system, where you're going to build. You're going to build those relationships. You're going to nurture those relationships, the same as you would do in real life at the stage. Once you have a comfortable relationship with the prospect, that's when you're going to try and convert and sell them. So in real life, you're going to sell, ABC system, C, convert and sell. So I'm going to dive into the very first stage of the system, the A, the attract component of a LinkedIn strategy. That's going to consist of settings and contact information on your LinkedIn profile. You want to optimize these. So I'm going to switch this over to, let's see here, I'm going to switch this over to my screen. And get on my LinkedIn profile. When you get onto your profile, what I want to show you is how to change some of the settings that you have, how to optimize so that you're getting the most out of your LinkedIn profile as much as possible. So actually, I'm going to go back and do that one more time just so that you can see it again, talk through it. So you want to go over and you want to click on Me. Once you click on Me, scroll down to your settings and privacy. And here you'll see different components. You'll have your account, privacy, ads, and communications. If you're just setting up your LinkedIn profile, I would highly recommend that you scroll down through all of these and check them all out and read them and make sure that they're all completed in one form or another. So right now, what I'm going to do is I want to show you something that's really important. And this is going to be the name, location, and industry. This is a section some people don't fill out. But if you don't fill it out, you're not maximizing your profile to its fullest potential. So in here, as you can see, when you click on this section, you have the option to do your name, your headline. We'll get to that in a few minutes. And education, your country. Your country, you want to make sure that you put your country down now. A lot of, and your city as well, and your province. A lot of people will leave that blank just because they don't want people to know. But it does really work against you because somebody might be looking for you within the city or within the location. So it's not necessarily that you're looking out, but people are also looking in at your profile. So make sure that that section is filled in. Also your industry. For people that are searching for you, make sure that you click and you put the relevant industry. Make it easy for the people that are searching for you. Summary, I'm going to get into a little bit later, as well as media. So again, make sure that you have your name, your location, and your industry are filled out properly. Once they are, you can hit the save button, and that'll be showing live. Up here for your email address, make sure that you have an email address where people can contact you. Same thing for phone numbers. Make sure it's a number that people can reach you at. The next one I want to go into is privacy. Privacy is something that people will shut off because they don't want people to see them looking at profiles. But if your profile is set to private, then other people aren't going to be able to see you when they visit your profile if they're not connected to you. So we want to turn this on. So we're going to scroll down. See here. Profile viewing options. It's really important that you have this first one set up. Again, because if you don't, you're not maximizing the potential of your LinkedIn profile. If you have it set to public profile, then people that are looking for you aren't going to be able to find you. So it could mean a potential lost sale. The same thing with private mode. You've got anonymous. Now I want to show you something really interesting. I'm going to go back to my profile, and I'm going to look on who's viewed my profile in the last 90 days. Now, when I scroll down here, I can see 9 LinkedIn members have looked at my profile, and I have no idea who they are. That's lost potential for me and for them as well, because I might have been able to use their products or services. So again, if you're really going to invest into LinkedIn, invest your time, people should be able to see everything on your profile. Another important part I want to show you, I'm going to go back to the screen here. I'm going to hit home. Click on me and view profile. I want to show you about editing your URL. Your URL is the link that people are going to be able to click on to see you. It's the link that you might send to somebody, or a link you might have on a button on your website or on your email signature or something else. Here's where you can edit it. If you don't currently have it edited, you might have something like your name and 4567 at the very end of it. What I recommend is if you have a Twitter profile, a Facebook, an Instagram, what name, try and keep your URL ending consistent. So for a lot of my profiles, I have my full name. If your full name is not available, then you might have to add like a 1 or a 2, but try and keep it as consistent as possible with the rest of your social media, because that, in essence, works towards your branding. So once you change it, if you highlight it, click on it, it will allow you to make changes to it. I'm going to go back, and I want to show you the profile viewing options. I click on my photo, it's going to take me to this page. What I want to do is I want to make sure that my profile is able to be viewed by people that I'm not connected to in LinkedIn. So I am going to, again, view my profile. There, click on it, this page. I'm going to scroll down here. On this, you can see headline, websites, post and activities, summary, everything that you have that's available to be viewed. Some people have chosen not to show some things and to show others. I recommend, and I recommend to all my clients, if they're in a B2B industry, to make sure that you're showing everything. Have everything front-facing, because again, you don't know who's going to be looking at your profile and who might be looking for your services. So show everything. If you look over here, everything that is showing will display here. If you turn it off, you can scroll down here and it will no longer show. So everything you can see over here is on this side, on the left side, is what the public can also see. We're going to be bouncing back and forth between the slideshow and the live presentation. Sorry for delays. The next thing I want to go over is a profile photo. Profile photo is very important, and I'm going to show you how to add one. So when you upload your profile photo, if you have already uploaded it, or if you haven't, you can actually do it both the same way. Simply click on the photo that you have, and you will be able to either upload your photo, or you can change your photo. If you want to change it, simply click this button and it'll take you to wherever you have your photos located on your computer. If you already have it and you want to zoom in or zoom back, for example, I can zoom in to my photo here. I can reposition it because I only want to show my head and my shoulders. Maybe I want to add a filter on it. I can add a filter if I want. I can adjust the levels, contrast or brightness, and then I can apply. And it's taking a little while to save. So I'm going to get out of that. And again, live webinar, it's not letting me get out. Okay. So with the profile photo, I'm going to go back to the slides here. With the profile photo, you want to try and make sure that it's a high quality photo. Make sure that it's a professional photo. Show your face and shoulders. Try and get as much of your face in the photo as possible. Smile, which reminds me I'm going to have to do it for mine. I need to take a new photo. And try not to make it too far back so that the people can see your face. Also, a big no-no is not to have recreational photos or photos of your pets, even if they are really cute. Yeah, make sure this is a professional platform. Keep it as professional as possible. I just want to show you some examples. So here's an example of some people that have viewed my profile. Roger has it in a business suit, really good photo. I like this. I would recommend this. Mark Breen, what I would tell Mark is that he should probably zoom into his photo a little bit. It's a good photo of him. It was professionally taken. We know the photographer who took it. But he should kind of look in and maybe getting it a little bit zoomed in more just so he can have his head and shoulders in it. John Allen, this is a no-no. He should have a photo in here. Claudine, you can see Claudine very well. Scott, now Colton Patterson. I click on his photo. He's at home with some bagpipes. So that's his pastime. Great for Facebook, Instagram, but I wouldn't recommend having this on LinkedIn. So the next part that we're going to cover, we're going to cover background images. In the background image, what you want to use here is this is opportune real estate for you guys to be able to market your company or your products and services. It's also an opportunity to add a call to action or to let people know exactly what it is that you do. Some good examples that I've seen here. Here's a good example right here. So Camille Buchanan, she has a call to action to contact her, and she puts her web address. She also has a very good picture of herself, and you can tell what she does by the description here, the sleep and mindset you need to succeed. And she has some social proof here showing that she's been featured on Arianna Huffington, featured in Arianna Huffington's Thrive. Another good one is Paul Coffcut. He's put his web address right there, and he's done a little branding. So you can do a little bit of branding with yours as well if you're not sure of a call to action to add. Another good one that I liked is Jamie Shanks. He wrote a book, and he's put a call to action to get your copy to getsocialselling.com. So he's put a call to action in his. I'm going to walk you through how to upload your background photo. Click on this button that looks like a pencil. If you're wondering the size before you create your graphic, all you have to do is hover over this and it gives you the pixels. So 1584 by 396 is recommended. If you go lower than that, what's going to happen is your photo might pixelate a little bit, so make it blurry around the edges. If you go above that, you might not be able to get all of the words or all of the text in when you reduce it. So try and stick as close as possible as you can to these dimensions. So if I click on this, it's going to open up the screen that's going to allow me to select a photo. I've already had a photo in mind that I wanted to add. So here's what I want, and I want to zoom in on our new company name. I'm going to zoom in, center it. That's good for now, and I'm going to apply it. And there we go. Now, as you can see, I cut off part of the logo, and I did that on purpose just to show you that if this happens, all you need to do is go you can either have it redesigned so that this space in the center is left clear, or you can go in and adjust it. And I'm going to readjust this. Now I'm just going to make it smaller, so this section right here is going to remain empty. Let's apply. And there we go. So the logo of one of my new companies is visible, and I'm going to save it. That's how you change a background photo. The next important thing that I want to cover with you is the headline, and that's this right here. This is very, very important that you optimize it so that people know who you are, what you do, and who you do it for. Those three things. When people look up your products or services, what they're going to essentially see, and let me type in here, hotel manager as an example. Right underneath your name, this is what people are going to see. And that's all they're going to see before they decide to click on your profile. So it tells you that they're a hotel manager, but it doesn't necessarily say, what type of hotel they are, whether they are, trying to think, inclusive. It doesn't give me a whole lot more than this person is just a hotel manager. This is an opportunity for you to be able to expand on just having a title. So for my profile, I've put, just as an example, that I'm an inbound marketing strategist. I help small to medium businesses create campaigns that connect with their audience. So who am I? What do I do? Who do I do it for? Another good example that I found online was Clint Liang. Clint Liang creates personalized guest experiences via chatbots for the hospitality industry, and he's an entrepreneur. So he didn't put entrepreneur first because that's not the most important thing that he wants people to see. He wants people to know that he creates personalized guest experiences. So if I was going down and I was scrolling down the list of people and I saw entrepreneur versus what Clint has, then I would definitely click on Clint's because it's a lot more interesting. I'm going to go back to the slides here. And let's see. So we've covered the headlines. In the headlines, I do want to make these points that the headline does appear 1 to 3 lines below your name. There is only 120 characters that you can use, and that includes spaces. You want to make sure that your headline describes, again, who you are, what you do, who you do it for. Use your keywords that others might use to search for your services. Use commas or vertical bars just to separate it for readability, and never use all uppercase letters. Summary and testimonials. I'm going to go back to my LinkedIn page. Summaries and testimonials, that's going to be in the same section. You want to click on me. You want to view your profile. Okay, we're already there. You want to edit your public profile, and you want to edit the contents. When I scroll down, I'm going to see here. This is where your summary is in this section right here. Click on the pen, and it's going to open up a new window. Summary gives you a really good opportunity to really explain in detail kind of what you do and how you can really help people with solve their problems that they might be experiencing. What I've done is I have separated mine specifically for readability. here's what I do, here's who I work with, why it works, what makes us different, and also my process. I've also included a testimonial from one of my past clients, and I've made it really easy for them to reach out to me on LinkedIn or to get a hold of me via my website. You want to try and make it as simple as possible, but also make sure that you use the keywords. If you have a list of services that are available, put them down in bullet form. Make this really super easy to read. You really don't want it to be a novel. Value people's time, and make it around your strengths, and again, how you can really solve somebody's problem. The next thing we're going to move to is B. We're going to be moving down. I'm going to move back to the slides. We're going to move to the build phase. This is the phase that is the one-on-one. If you're doing real life, this would be the one-on-one type of connection that you would start having with people. You want to be able to find and connect with your target audience. So method one, I've got a couple methods for this. The first one is you want to be able to find and connect people. You want to be able to find your ideal audience, so that would be your target. But it's important that you make sure that when you're doing this, that the headline that you use is specifically speaking to that target audience. If I'm trying to find startup companies, I'm not going to have in my headline that I'm looking for, or I help enterprises or major commercial companies, because that's a startup company. That's not what they are. So make sure that when you do run your campaigns, and I will mention this again, is that you do have everything optimized for that specific niche or target audience that you're trying to attract. The method one is, once I search them out, I will go and I will visit their profile, and then I will send them a connection request. So just as an example, is I want to look up travel agencies. Travel agents. So in this result, here's my list of travel agents that are coming up. Now I see there's 736 results, but I want to narrow it down to try and get that number a little bit lower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on locations, and I only want to have people in Canada, specifically Toronto, Canada. And I can select multiple. If I want multiple different locations, I can select more than one. I also want St. John. St. John's on the list. Let's try New Brunswick. There, New Brunswick, Canada. So I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to take out Toronto. I'm going to apply it. I also want second connection. So I want to connect with people that I'm already connected to the second degree. And there we go. It's got my results down to 76 results. So these are people that I am already connected to that I can reach out by hitting the connect button and sending a message. Now, you'll see here that it says LinkedIn members are more likely to accept if you include a personal note. click that, and it's going to give you this screen here where it's going to give you an opportunity to send them a personal message. Here's some examples of messages that I've sent in the past, and you can moderate them to how you feel for your business. So once I visit their profile, I'm going to send them a connection request. So the first one would go like this. Hi, Sam. I see that we both share a connection to Heather, who's the co-owner of ConnectionWorks. So right there, I'm letting Sam know how I'm connected to him in case he's not sure. Would you be open to connecting with me on LinkedIn? So I'm letting him know that this is the platform that I would like to keep in contact with him on. I'd like to follow your posts and updates in my feed. It's also telling Sam that I'm interested in more than just a simple sale. So this takes it a little bit beyond the sale tactic, right? I'm trying to make it as personalized as I can with what I know about Sam. So this is an example of a script that I've sent in the past. The second method that I do is I will find, wait, and then connect. So first I will find my ideal target audience in my target search. I'll make sure that my profile headline speaks to that specific person or industry that I'm trying to target. I will visit their profile, and instead of immediately sending them a connection request, I'm going to wait until the next day. I'm going to go to who's viewed my profile, and then if they've actually viewed my profile and read up a little bit about me, then I'm going to connect to them. And here's how this email would go. So, hi, Sam. Thanks for visiting my profile. Again, I'm reiterating to the person why I'm connecting with them, why I'm reaching out to them. I'm looking to build my network with startup founders based in Canada. So for this specific campaign, I was trying to target startup founders. Would you be open to connecting with me on LinkedIn? And I leave it as an open-ended question so that Sam can get back to me if Sam is interested. I'm going to show you, I want to show you something on the screen. So here's how I'm going to walk you through how the two scenarios would go. So if I wanted to reach out to Dorothy, I'll click on her profile. Now Dorothy is going to, because my profile is set to public and because she's also a connection, she's going to be able to see immediately that I've visited her profile. She's going to, when she goes to check, she'll know that Chantal Doran has visited. If I was going to use method one, I would automatically send Dorothy an email. I would click connect and I would send her a personal note. The second option, what I would do is I would go back. If I visited Dorothy's profile, I would go back maybe about a week later, 2 weeks at the max. I wouldn't leave it too long. I would go and see who's viewed my profile. And I would look to see here if Dorothy's visited my profile. If she has, I would either reach out to connect or I would send her a message. So this is one way for you to build your audience in LinkedIn. Some tips that I recommend for these tactics are make sure that your profile speaks to the people that you're trying to target. Send requests only to targeted people. The methods that I just showed you are manual, so you're going to have to click each one of them individually. Try and be consistent with this. Put some time aside a day, whether it be at the end of the day, right before lunch, in the morning, 20 to 30 minutes of just trying to connect with people using either of these two methods. Also remember, change your profile heading when running new campaigns. An example would be the first month, maybe you're trying to target hotel managers and your headline would be specifically for hotel managers and how you can help them solve problems. The next one, second month, could be travel agency owners. It could be, business owners that have families, have kids, for tourism that you're trying to target. Whatever target audience that is yours, change it up. Don't keep your headline the same if you're running campaigns, because your profile will eventually not speak to somebody and you won't get as many clicks or responses as you probably should. The next tactic we're going to touch on is building relationships with messaging. So we reached out through connecting. This time we're going to build relationships with people we're already connected to with messaging. So the best practices for this, definitely keep it short. Again, respect the person's time. Personalize it. Personalize. Don't allow your message to be salesy, because it's a trial. Think about it as if you were receiving it. You don't want somebody trying to pitch you a sale without even getting to know who you are, or you want to be invited in. You want their permission to before you do the sales type of pitch, and also follow up with them, usually about after a week or so. So the first message that I've sent, and I've given the script out as well, again, is you're going to ask for the connection, which we had just covered. Thanks for visiting my profile. This is in essence a message that you would send to somebody. So thanks for visiting my profile. I manage a travel agency, Acme Global, that simplifies travel for business travelers. So here, again, I'm stating why I'm contacting them, how we're connected. Why I'm visiting. Why I'm sending them the message. I manage a travel agency, so this is who my company is and what my company does. It simplifies travel for business travelers, and asking them the open-ended question: would you be open to connecting with me on LinkedIn? Another type of message that you can send after you've made the connection is a relationship message. So I'm going to send another message to Sam once he's connected with me. Thank him very much. Remind him why I'm sending this message again. Let him know that I took a look at his website and I really enjoyed it. The case studies that he might have had and the tips that he had, you can customize, this section to what you're viewing on their website, or their blog or their Instagram. Customize. This is a real good opportunity for you to be able to personalize it so that it reaches the person that's reading it. It's humanizing it. It's telling them that you've actually taken the time to want to get to know them. And by the way, what would you say is your biggest issue with using a travel agency for a business trip or vacation? So, and here in this line is that I'm going to ask them a question to get conversation started. And it's also an opportunity for you to source out maybe some of the frustrations that Sam is possibly having, so that you can then come back to him with a later message having a solution for him. Because if people are going to take the time to tell you what their problems are, they really, really love it if you can help them solve their problems. So you're asking him this open-ended question, and then you let him know that, in case he hasn't really looked at your profile much, that you own a travel agency. And let him know why you're asking it. In this case, we're always looking for new ways to improve our services. So I want to find out what his biggest problem is, because I know somewhere that I have the solution for him, and I need to let him know that I have the solution for him. So I'm looking forward to learning more about you, Sam. So I'm closing off letting him know that I really want to try and build a relationship with him. I'm not trying, this isn't a sales pitch, I want to build, try and bring him into my network and really try and find out how we can work together. And then comes the ask. So once Sam's replied to you, now is your opportunity to convert. This is where you have the opportunity in a real-life situation to try and sell. So my message back to Sam might be, thanks for getting back to me. And I completely agree that a lot of resorts don't have kid-friendly activities. So that's potentially the problem that Sam had told me, that him and his 2 kids and his wife, they go on vacation and they always end up going to resorts, and there never seems to be enough kid-friendly activities going on. If I have in my capacity to be able to help him with this, I'm going to let him know. I'm going to say, you know, I agree with you. You're right. This is a problem. But this is something I think I can help you with on your next vacation. You might know some more kid-friendly hotels or resorts that they can go to. You know, maybe Sam has just been booking online and hasn't really done as much looking into resorts as he probably should have. You know, this as a resort or travel agency, this gives you the opportunity, you know, to kind of help him out, do the work for him, and, you know, keep building that relationship so he becomes, you know, a returning customer. I'm going to ask him if he wants to have 15 minutes for a short call. I'm going to let him know it's going to be very short, the time length. And if you're going to let them know the time length, be very specific and keep the time that long. I'm also going to throw in at the very end, you know, that I did look at his blog post, or I did look at something on his profile, and I really liked it. So again, I'm throwing out that I'm not just interested in the sale with Sam. I'm interested in continuing and building a relationship with him, and getting to know him, you know, as a client, you know, because the better my relationship is with Sam, is the more opportunity that I'm going to have that Sam might refer me to somebody else. So again, be active on LinkedIn. Use LinkedIn messages, and specifically use them to build relationships to help you grow your leads and sales. So C is the very bottom of the funnel. This is where we're going to show you how to generate the leads and the prospects that will turn into sales. So we're going to use LinkedIn marketing to find new leads. I'm just going to go over the A/B system again. So A, we want to attract the right people. B, we want to build the relationships. C, we want to convert and sell. So something you can do to build leads, and these are some tactics that we've used for our own company as well as clients to help them grow their online presence and to help them grow their bottom line, is what you want to do is you want to take the people off, essentially, of LinkedIn. You want to connect with them. You want to talk to them and build a relationship with them through LinkedIn messaging. But to make this, but eventually you want to take them off of LinkedIn. You want to give them an offer. Offer them something for free. You know, this could be a free webinar. It could be a free white paper. It could be a free trial. You know, it could be a free event or maybe a free night stay. I know that could be costly. So, you know, it just depends on who your target market is and what your marketing dollars are. So, yeah, you want to take them off LinkedIn. You want to solve a problem for them. Use your website or a landing page that speaks to that specific target audience, and only only do this, only take them off of LinkedIn after you've built an initial relationship with them. Don't do it in your messaging. Only do it at the very end, because otherwise, if you take them off too early, it looks too salesy, and plus, you're losing that connection that you have with them on LinkedIn. You're trying to close them too quickly if you take them off, in the first couple stages. So you want to keep this to the very end. Here's an example of an invitation to an exclusive party that Sam is invited to. So I want to let Sam know in my email, and I'm doing this through LinkedIn again, sending him the message that, I'm glad we connected a few weeks ago. It's been great getting to know him, and, I agree that the winter is definitely dragging itself out this year. So, I throw in that little personal thing of things that we might have talked about. By the way, I want to let him know my company is hosting an exclusive event for business executives in Atlantic Canada next month, and I want him to come. So I'm going to give him 2 complimentary passes, and I would love for him to attend. I think he would really benefit from this opportunity. So let Sam know that I'm thinking about him. We've talked about his business. I know what his struggles are. I know what his pain points are, and I want to get Sam, I want to help Sam out, and he sees this by this message. Then I leave it, with a statement, let me know if you can attend. At this point, I'm not putting the link in at the moment to the tickets that he can get. I want him to respond back to me. At that time, I will then send him the link that will take him off of LinkedIn. Ideally, I would have it on a landing page or my website so that he can go to my webpage or landing page and learn more about my company at that point. So I've already built a relationship with him. Now I want to take him off of LinkedIn. Another example invitation could be for a call message. So this time, instead of, I want to talk to him, build a relationship a little bit. So, hi, Sam, we connected a few weeks ago. This is a reminder. It's been great getting to know him a little bit better. Hey, I'd love to jump on a quick call with you sometime soon, see what you've been up to. How does next week work for you? Open-ended question. Try and end these type of emails that you're sending with an open-ended question, because those type of open-ended will really prompt somebody to email you back more so than just ending it with a thanks. Another way to grab leads, and this is where you would kind of take them off of off of LinkedIn, is you want to publish articles consistently. You want to add links that are direct to the reader, that direct the reader to the website or landing page. You want to use the continue reading more tactic, and I'm going to show you this in just a minute on a really good example. And also add a call to action in all of the content that you have. So I'm going to take you right now to the LinkedIn page for Neil Patel. See here. Neil. Okay, Neil is he's a marketing expert. He's got a lot of pull, I guess, in the marketing industry. He's an influencer. He's also an entrepreneur, and he has started some software companies. So Neil, who is a secondary contact of mine, if you scroll down on Neil's portfolio, you're going to see that Neil has 241,000 followers. So Neil's got a lot of articles. And all of Neil's articles are around his services, how he helps people. So they're all about SEO. They're all about social media. They're all, and he's giving away lots of value to people at no charge. And this is how Neil generates leads. So I'm going to click on this one for an example. It's an SEO cheat sheet to steal your competitors' rankings, traffic, and leads. So I think some of you might want to jump on Neil's profile after this webinar is over and have a look through some of the stuff that he has. So this is going to take me to a page where this is how Neil is able to capture his information, right? He's got his blog post. It's very well laid out, and he's got this really cool click to continue reading. So he gives you a taste, right? He gives you the excerpt on LinkedIn, and he wants you to click to continue reading. So I'm going to click it, and that's going to take me to Neil's website. On Neil's website, he's got offers, he's got opportunities. Do I want more traffic? Of course I do. So I enter my website address, I click to continue, boom, it's a lead magnet. So Neil has his website set up very well. He has social sharing opportunities so that if you like his article, that you can share it with other people. So Neil's website is a really good example of taking somebody from LinkedIn and then taking them off to where you really, really essentially want them to be, is to go to your website. But we do need to use LinkedIn to get them there. We need to build and grow the relationship on LinkedIn, and then once you've established it, then take them off. I'm going to go back to the documents. So Neil, the very last one is a call to action. That was the one where I showed you to enter your website address and then hit continue. That's the lead magnet that he has set up. And he has a call to action. He lets me know clearly what the action that he wants me to take. So add value to LinkedIn groups. In LinkedIn, you have an opportunity to join groups with people of like-minded people. So, it could be within your industry. It could be, some networking things, so some groups, some business groups that you belong to. Try and add value to your profile and to the opportunities to connect with people by joining groups. Some may be specific to your city, your region, your country, or it could be worldwide and it's just your industry. But join relevant groups. Join groups of like-minded, individuals so that you can share opportunities, experiences, and knowledge with each other. Engage with these other members. You're all in the same group. You're all there for the same reason. You want to learn from each other. You want to be able to, help people. Engage as much as you can because it really is going to help you to establish yourself, right? You want to become one of the regulars. These groups also give you the opportunity to solve some of your problems if you have questions. There are on LinkedIn, there's lots of digital marketing groups, and I will go back to my screen in a minute here just to show you. So, if you're looking for digital marketing stuff and you're interested in digital marketing or just need some help, join one of the groups and, maybe, you can get somebody to answer some of the questions, that you have. I don't think it would be a place that you would recruit some help unless maybe it was, a freelancer group. But, it's, ask some questions, or even if somebody asks a question, if you know the answer, then please, answer somebody and really connect. Also, identify who in your group are the influencers, and those are going to be the people that usually answer most of the questions, or or the ones who are posting all the time. The influencers are the ones who are really building their credibility around that specific target, whether it be industry or whether it be support, but the influencers are the people that you are going to be the ones that have a lot of followers, have a lot of connections, and have a big network. So before I go here, I did say I was going to show you the groups, so I will do one last screen share with you. Okay, so when I am in, go to home. Okay, so in the groups, let's see, work. I'm going to click work, and I'm going to hit groups. So this is going to show me what groups that I am currently active in. So for here, I'm in the digital marketing, I'm in marketing and sales, social media today, there's a lot of them. And then I've got my feed that comes up over here, and there's people constantly posting. So here's where I can see what I'm already in. If I want to look for groups, I can hit discover. And based upon what I've already selected, it will give me some suggestions on groups that LinkedIn feels that I might be interested in. So I have the opportunity, I can put not interested, ask to join. If I hit not interested, this screen will populate with a new one at the bottom. I can also hover over here and see some of the connections that I am already connected with that will show up. So I can see, in this mobile marketing one, that Jacques is already a connector of it, that Bruce Wright and Karen and Ashley are in this one. So, it might be worth my while to join it. I can see as well that how many members they're having. Harvard Business has got 1 million. So that really tells me, whether it's a really active group or not. So I'm going to go back to my LinkedIn profile. And I'm going to type digital marketing. And I'm going to filter. Let's see here. Let's go back. Okay, I'm going to visit my profile. I'm going to go down. I'm going to see groups. Okay, so there's my interests. Let's see all groups. And you used to be able to, I want to search for post people. Okay, groups used to be here. They've changed it recently on me. Let me just go back to this for a second here. I'm going to go back to groups work. And I want to go into groups. So if I go back into this, if I go back into the work and then groups, I also have an opportunity to, if I wanted to start my own group. So I can create the group, and I can give it a title and a description. You can have a standard group, or you can have unlisted, whatever you want to set it up as, you can do. Okay, so that's going to conclude the webinar.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Chantel. Really great presentation. Tons of valuable information to take away. We did go over a couple minutes, but if there were any questions at this time, feel free to type them into the chat window on your right-hand side, or you could unmute your phone line with *6. So any questions, feel free to ask at this moment. Excellent. So like Chantel said, her contact information is there on the screen. I'm sure she'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have. As well, you can contact Hospitality Newfoundland as well. So if you're wondering what your next learning steps might be following this presentation, well, there are many technology learning options available to you simply by contacting your provincial tourism industry association. We would be happy to help you further, help you determine your next steps, whether they be one-on-one mentoring, further workshops or training opportunities, or if you simply have questions regarding your online technology. TourismTechnology.com has 2 more webinars planned for this spring. On March 28th, we will host our second LinkedIn webinar, How to Set Up Successful LinkedIn Ad Campaigns. On April 9th, we will host Drones and Tourism. This was originally scheduled for March 7th, but had to be postponed. So once again, that Drones and Tourism webinar will be on April 9th. So if you haven't registered for either webinar, don't worry, there's still plenty of time to do so. Thanks again, Chantel. All of our guests here today will be perfect. Everyone will receive a follow-up email with some more information and resources such as those we discussed today, as well as a link to an evaluation survey so you can give us your feedback. So please check out tourismtechnology.com for a complete list of resources and future training opportunities, or call your Provincial Tourism Association. Again, thank you to our project partners, the provinces of New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, and Newfoundland and Labrador, and the Tourism Industry Associations for each province, including Tourism Industry Association of New Brunswick, Tourism Industry Association of Prince Edward Island, and Hospitality Newfoundland Labrador, and of course, Tourism Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency. Thanks everyone for joining us today, and we look forward to working together in the future. Have a great day.